Hi, good morning. Welcome to the meditation live stream. This is Scott. I hope you're doing well. I'm doing pretty good myself. Here on my channel, we're working with meditation and we're working with a kind of integrated practice. The practice of working with awareness on the different dimensions or bodies of our being. Our physical body, our emotional body, our mental body, and our relationships. And through these different areas of our being, we help bring more light of awareness to. And from there they develop. We become capable of making new decisions based on new information. Information more direct to us rather than from what someone else said. And be able to kind of navigate through life with a more complete, more kind of holistic worldview. And we're always sort of working with worldview in life, and this is the kind of thing that happens in the media, sort of the push of worldview. And it really got me thinking, at least here in America, about the phrase life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And originally, these ideas were from John Locke, but they were written differently in the Declaration of Independence as life, liberty, and the pursuit of property. And you can see, I think, here's a distinction. We have happiness and property, two different things. Happiness is very subjective. Property is very material. And these are very different domains. And I think America has struggled with these domains. If you look at the whole arc, people call America an experiment, and perhaps it is for these the wealthy elite to experiment with property and with happiness and to see what people will do. But I think, and it should be talked about more, I think there's a kind of unification of the material world and happiness that isn't often discussed because people don't see where that is. And for me, happiness, since it is part of an emotional stack, or in our case, a emotional core of a human being, it can only exist within the integrated stack of that person. So it occurs not in an ephemeral way, but even on a deep cellular level in that person's physical body, material body. So whereas property, like owning a home, for example, is sort of very practical, something people notice, it's very different to notice happiness occurring in a very similar way. When we are happy, it's not something that's mental only. It's occurring physically, emotionally, mentally, and in our relationships. So there's a very real sort of physicality to our happiness. And when we think about happiness, we're not thinking about, something kind of poetic even. We're thinking about sort of the satisfaction that comes from living a well-lived life, that you can see the effects or the impact of a satisfied life, a life that is demonstrating satisfaction. It's very different than the strutting and the fretting that we see, sort of slave to the financial impulses of life. There's kind of these forces at play. So that's, another reason here on my channel why I do this work is that because we can kind of understand things that are seemingly made to be separate, but they're really not separate in us. So, a material happiness is also an emotional happiness, a kind of satisfaction that comes from understanding with awareness the different dimensions of ourself and how those impact our own life, but as well as other people. So that being said, here on my channel, I like to do these kinds of brief talks, and then we'll get into a guided practice. Today we'll go for a half an hour. And first we'll begin with energy clearing, and we'll use a Dana Eden technique that I like. So making sure that your feet are crossed at the ankles, bringing your hands up together in your chest, crossed as well. And we'll begin by breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. You can begin to feel the energy crossing and building in your hands. Very good. We'll do 3 more. Great. And coming out of that with your hands and feet, and then flicking the energy away from your body. The build-up energy is releasing, kind of like static, from your hands. Great. And then now we can place our hands in prayer position, and gently closing your eyes, you can repeat after me out loud or silently if you like. I release all energies, emotions, thoughts, perspectives, and frequencies that are not mine back to Source. I release all energies, emotions, thoughts, perspectives, and intentions that are not mine, affecting me from the past, present, or future, back to Source. Very good. And then from here now we can begin meditation practice, keeping your eyes gently closed, and then gently placing your attention on your physical body. You can begin to notice your body's temperature, subtle movement, tingling and pulsing, sense of aliveness and presence. And you can feel your body's contact with the earth, your connection with the planet. We can begin together the practice of feeling and softening. On the in-breath, feeling your body. And then on the out-breath, softening, melting down through your body and into the earth. And the softening and the melting can be kind of like this healing light or this healing honey as it travels down through your body, collecting all the impurities as it goes, healing, cleansing, purifying, making whole as it travels down through your body and into the earth, where the earth receives that energy and recycles and transforms it. And with each cycle of breath, you get a little bit closer to your body. You get a little bit lighter, a little bit brighter, and you melt just a little bit deeper into the earth. Wonderful. And then bringing your attention up now into your heart, the center of your chest. You can imagine as though you're breathing directly in and out of your heart space, your heart chakra. And on the in-breath, feeling your heart. Then on the out-breath, softening and expanding your heart. The human heart is amazing. It's beautiful due to the place being where heaven and earth meet in our hearts. There's always a sense of tenderness and warmth there. Excellent. And then coming in contact with your emotions. You can notice what's present for you emotionally right now without trying to fix or change or get rid of your emotions. Just noticing what it is you're feeling. You could be feeling any of the 5 main cardinal emotions, like points on a compass, giving your life direction, like anger, sadness, fear, joy, or shame. You could also be feeling numb, which is another valid emotional experience. bringing your attention up into your head, feeling your head on the in-breath, and on the out-breath, softening in and around your skull. We tend to live a lot up in our minds, and so there can be a lot of activity or tension in your head, so it's good to practice feeling on the in-breath and then softening in and around your head. You can, if you like, breathe into the third eye space between your eyebrows or your crown, the top of your head, whichever feels correct for you, and just feeling and softening. Noticing how busy or active your mind is, you can always practice returning if you notice that you're actively thinking, sort of like a safeguard. Sometimes we overthink because we underfeel, and so it's very useful to come back to feeling and sensing your body, your physical body, your spine, your body's contact with the earth for grounding and anchoring. Fantastic. And then now, from here, we can gently open our eyes. Gently opening your eyes, keeping your eyes soft. And we'll take a moment together to appreciate the work we just did with our eyes closed. And we can practice now in the relational space, the space of outside and inside. Every relationship has these two sides to it, sort of like spaces or domains or kind of areas. So you can always sense outside and inside in practice. So on the in-breath, feeling around you, sensing the space around you on the in-breath. And then on the out-breath, feeling inside you. Just practicing, noticing the distinction between the two. There's no hard boundary between outside and inside, but there is definitely the space or noticing the difference between the two. So feeling outside on the in-breath, and then out or back inside on the out-breath. from here we can work with the qualities of meditation that are good to practice sending and receiving. These qualities are kind of like feeling states, and they are love, compassion, gratitude, and forgiveness. You can pick one or two or three or all four. It's up to you. And just practice sending and receiving the quality or qualities. So on the in-breath, feeling love, compassion, gratitude, forgiveness around you on the in-breath, and then on the out-breath, love, compassion, gratitude, forgiveness towards yourself. Wonderful. And then from here we can set our prayers and our intentions for the day. I'll be quiet. You can set yours first. May this work that we do transform our life, offering up healing and blessings, and ripple out into the community, transforming our culture and our systems. Amen. right. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a beautiful day and enjoy the miraculous experience of your life. There's always beauty found in simple things and in the small ways. That's in which the light of awareness truly makes a difference. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.